Welcome back to the Week 3 edition of hashtag Ask Glazer. Let's kick it off right here at Dallas_Burner. Who is your favorite owner in the NFL and why is it Jerry Jones? Jerry, did you ask me that? Here, the honest question is, my favorite owners in the NFL are the ones who don't meddle. And look, it's funny, I just had a conversation with an owner recently and said this very respectfully. It's a very, very successful business. And I said, look, would you take Sean Payton or Mike Tomlin or Bill Belichick or Bruce Arians or Sean McVay, the best coaches in the NFL, would you trust them to run that business? And he said, oh, Jay, absolutely not. Totally different business. And then I said, sir, respectfully, then why do you think you can make a second-round draft pick? And that really, look, the owners are the ones, the good owners are like, hey, let my guys do what they do. Sure, these guys have a lot of experience in business, but it's a completely different business, totally different. And you know, when they the owners who come in late, especially on like draft day, and want things changed around, man, you always run into trouble. So the owners who build great culture over there, let their football people do football, that's the best owners in the league. At Carry Awesome 20 asks, and I can see you asked this before the game, how excited are you, besides me as a Bears fan, to see Justin Fields play? Now, here's what I'm going to say. Sometimes you got to get beat up in this league to really come through the other side of the tunnel, right? It's how you're going to react. But, you know, these, you getting your butt whipped, you'll find out an awful lot about something. The problem with the Bears right now also, their offensive line is really, they're just not doing anything to protect Justin Fields. But Justin Fields, he's going to take his lumps. He's going to get beat up here. Andy Dalton, I don't see him coming back next week either. But now the Bears are going to have to go back and go, okay, we really, really got to do a better job. I think they looked at Justin going in the game thinking, well, his feet could get him out of trouble. That's not going to be the case. So now they have to kind of go back to the drawing board and just, you know, help him learn with a different way where it's not okay. And by the way, when a young quarterback can get himself out of trouble with his feet, a lot of times they actually don't grow as a quarterback. They don't have to sit back there and really learn those fundamentals because their feet get them out of trouble an awful lot. But those quarterbacks, man, they just tend to kind of go downhill if they don't learn the position and learn, you know, really learn a lot. It's interesting. Jimmy Johnson, it's interesting. Jimmy Johnson from our show said that he thinks a guy like Justin Fields, the only way he's going to learn is to throw him out there, is to get his feet wet, is to try and get him to see all those looks and get him beat up a little bit. At Job Jolly, are the Eagles legit to win the division or at least go to the playoffs? First of all, I mean, we're week 3, okay? And, you know, the first half of the season, it's really not who teams really are. Last half of the season, really last third of the season, that's when you really see teams start to mesh together and see who's going to rise up. That's what you saw happen last year with the Buccaneers. You also saw it happen with the Steelers the other way last year. But the Eagles, I do got to say, they're a lot more well-rounded than people realize going in. I do think Nick Sirianni has brought a different energy there that's a really good energy for that team. So, yeah, I think the Eagles can be real. Regardless of what happens with them in Dallas, you know, I think they could be a real team this year if they just improve under Nick Sirianni. I know that says, oh, just if they improve, Jay. Yeah, there's a real stellar, you know, a stellar statement from you. But I do like the energy that he brings to that team. At BPB87, do you think Derek Carr is a possible MVP candidate? He's played 2 games, 3 games. No, not yet. Remember last year also, everything was, man, Russell Wilson's never had an MVP vote ever. And everybody, like, they anointed him the MVP of the season. That was week 3. That's where you are right now. However, I will say this. I've actually been a Derek Carr fan for a while, more so than probably other people. And the fact that he's been able to kind of fight through this with John Gruden's now, he's saying all the right things, saying that he has, you know, he and Gruden really could mesh together. I do think Derek Carr is showing that he can win in this league. I don't think you have to panic and go find somebody else, but that's right now. Let's see what happens for the rest of the season. All right, that's it for another edition of hashtag Ask Glazer. See y'all next week.